Hello, my name is Regan. I am recording video reflection number 5 for week 5, which is my final reflection. As a reminder, I am a special education and early grades education dual major with a youth empowerment and urban studies minor. So, for this reflection, the final week, there's a different set of questions that we are to follow. So, for the first question, yes, I definitely see a lot of youth-led media and examples of media throughout Yes Philly. So, when we first got to Yes Philly, the kids had just actually ended this thing called the Asplin Challenge, which was they put together all these different forms of writing and poetry and things like that, and they presented them, and they went to a conference on a Saturday, which was, totally not even a day that they had school, something they didn't have to do, but they all did it anyway. So they went to this, this big conference, and they presented these things, and they got 5th place, which for them, I was discussing with the teacher a while after, and he said, this is the first thing that these kids have probably put so much time and effort into. I mean, they put hours and hours of work into this project after school, their own time. They took a lot of their own time from, their personal life to really give it their all in this challenge. So, the event as a whole was successful, and, it was video recorded and things like that. So at first, the kids were a little bit they didn't really want to do the project that we had on hand, because the last thing that they did with media was this Aspen challenge, and they didn't win, essentially. But finally we were able to break through and gain their interest in our project. So. Other than that, yeah, I see that. I mean, they have a computer lab. They have things like that where Mr. Moore, who's their media teacher, he really, is holds expectations very high in his classroom, and really believes in all of the students. So he's always leading them to, produce great things. And I think that they may not have as many of the resources as a lot of other schools have, but they do have enough to show examples of youth-led media. So, for the self-awareness reflection portion for this week, what surprised me about Yes Philly was how, going into it, I had no expectations really at all. I had no idea what was going to happen. I didn't know how it was going to be working with high school students. I've never worked with high school students before, and I absolutely loved it. I'm always, being an education major, I'm always with the young kids, and, we really don't get into high school a lot. So it was awesome seeing that. Also, I was very surprised about how, how much the students were willing to work with us and excited to work with us, because I know if I was in high school, I wouldn't be so thrilled to work with, a bunch of college students. So, I think that, it changed, how I felt about high school students, especially in urban areas. I was a little nervous going into Yes Philly, to be honest, at first, but I came out of it as a stronger person, and really connected with the students, so it was amazing. So, as a community member, I want to be very active in any community that I'm in. For my high school, I was president of my high school. College, I'm in sports and clubs and things like that. I'm very active in the community, and I love to see, positive things in my community, and positive changes to be made. So, I'm an activist, I would call myself, and from this experience, I think that, it really opened my eyes as to what these kids are facing every day, the challenges that they face every day, and how, it all starts in their community. So, it really changed the way I felt about other communities as well. I really got to fight for other kids to, you know, be able for their voices to be heard as well. Um, so, for as my service provided, um, I believe that it was, necessary. I think that, maybe not so much the media portion of it, but working with the kids to produce something, really anything, and showing them like what they're capable of. I think that is very mandatory in these students' lives because so many times they've probably been told, they can't do this, they can't do that, but then presented with this, they can produce amazing things. So I think that working with the students and forming that bond and that connection was absolutely mandatory, for these students' lives. A lot of them saw us and were asking a lot about Westchester, a lot about college, a lot about higher studies. So I think that seeing how we are and seeing how excited we were to come into the school and how we were very eager to work with them and to form relationships with them and build their trust and gain their acceptance. I believe that it was very beneficial for not only the Westchester students but really for the YES Philly students. So it was amazing. These past few weeks we were doing the interviews here and there, and we were putting together pieces together and things like that with the help of the students, just in our own group and within the whole school. And it was just absolutely amazing. The entire experience was just eye-opening, and I will never forget the students that are at YES Philly and the relationships I made with them, and I hope the best for them. And I am so thankful for this class and for my placement at YES Philly. So thank you very much, and thank you for everything.